and the boys. They seem to spend hours in completely useless activity. That combination of new lung power, changed voices, and boundless energy is hard on the neighbors. They quarrel a lot, but the gang sticks together. They want to prove their own importance by making themselves heard.
Hey, this is Jeff.
This is Seth. And this is Kendrick.
And you're listening to A Blast from the Past podcast. All right, we're ready to rock and roll tonight. We got an awesome podcast for you, as we always do. Tonight, we're going to talk to you a little bit about Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so first thing when you think of Las Vegas, Kendrick, what do you think of?
Women.
That's the first thing you think of Las Vegas.
I mean, there's a lot of them there, bro.
There was. Seth, what's the first thing you think of Las Vegas?
Losing money.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I think.
He's affected differently than me, clearly.
I try to make money when I'm in Vegas, but that does not always happen. So, yes. So, a bunch of ladies and definitely a bunch of loss of income. There, it's very, very easy to start up high, start out with a couple $100, get up in money, and then all of a sudden bollow out and walk away with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
See, during the trip, I just turned 18, so there wasn't I couldn't really get excited about gambling.
Yeah.
So I had to get excited about something else.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? By somebody else or by something else?
Something else. I was there for the food. There's a lot of good food options there. I didn't really get to try as much as I wanted to. Like, I didn't try Gordon Ramsay. Like, I wanted to try his restaurant.
Yeah, but he's so damn expensive.
What's that one place called where they bully you?
Dick's Last Resort.
That's what they call it?
Yeah.
Why is it last resort?
There's one in Gatlinburg. So
Yeah, there is. But I feel like the one in Vegas is just better.
No, I think the one in Gatlinburg's pretty nice. I've been to that one. So
Well,
one
yeah.
in Vegas was in a really
I
rough.
thought you been that one with
It's in a rough casino.
you been that one with your brother. I thought you went
Yeah, with my brother.
I thought that was in Tennessee or something.
It is. That's what I'm talking about. I went to one in Tennessee. This was at Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Dude, I keep thinking it's Indiana or something, man.
Oh my God, you're made up.
I'm telling you.
Not even.
Are we gonna go there when we go on there when we go to the next trip?
What, Dick's?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I'm willing to go.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go? You don't want to get bullied?
No.
He just shaved his beard and now he looks like a baby.
He doesn't
So he's
wanna-
gonna
he
get
doesn't wanna
bullied for
look
that.
like- yeah.
Mm.
They'd be like, "Who's this man child?"
Who let
Man
the 12-year-old
child
in?
They write this bullshit on your hat, and you have to wear
Yeah.
it through the eat. So whatever sometimes they say all kinds of naughty shit, but sometimes it's just stupid
His hat is just gonna say compensating.
shit. Compensating for something.
Mm.
But no, I mean it's it's kind of it's good. It's a good restaurant as far as like food and stuff. It's not too bad, but
Yeah.
I really want to go
you
to
have
it.
to. You
I
have
feel
to
like I'm gonna
to-
like it.
I mean, you gotta like to be insulted. Me, I don't like to be insulted.
Me either.
They're not.
My goal at the dinner table when I'm eating out is to get the best service, not an asshole. Because I get those everywhere I go,
Mhm.
and I don't ever want to be charged extra for it. And I feel like that's what you're getting. You're
I
getting
mean,
charged.
they're
extra
there to
at
make
Dick's.
fun of you, right? But it's supposed to be because it's funny. Like you're supposed to laugh about it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, I guess. So I mean, yeah, I mean, so I think the same way. I think my first thought of Las Vegas is definitely money. And back in 1997, they came out with a movie called National Lampoon's
Oh, I thought you were going to talk
Vegas
about that one movie.
Vacation. Which, when I watched that back in the 90s, I was like, damn, I want to go to Las Vegas. Because that's the first time I ever seen Las Vegas.
How old were you in the 90s?
I don't know. So I was in my teens. Probably 15, 16 when that came out. But I remember watching it and thinking to myself, now I want to go to Las Vegas. Before that, I really didn't know what Las Vegas was.
When's
I
it-
didn't
what-
really care.
Well, when you went, because you went before us, right? Like,
One time, yeah. But that was recent. That wasn't.
So,
I mean, it
but
wasn't
what was
recent.
your like first impression when you first went there, like ever?
Well, I went in 2020.
Oh,
So that was
you go
my
before
first
or after?
impression. After.
Mm.
Yeah, whole mask. Like at the time, Las Vegas was the only city in the fucking whole U.S. of A. who did not believe in COVID.
mm-hmm.
Really?
I remember. Yeah, I remember in a plane you got to wear a mask, but as soon as you set foot in Las Vegas, nobody was wearing masks. They didn't care. They're like, "What mask for what?" No, so it was a different kind of feel at that time. So
They could pay their medical bills. They're in Vegas.
yeah, right. It's a gamble to live. No,
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the first. I mean, it wasn't a bad impression, But I will say one thing. When I went the first time, it was in the middle of June. And you know what the temperature was?
108.
114 degrees.
Close.
Jesus.
The hottest. First of all, it was one of the hottest, not on record, but like the hottest I've ever been in. I've never been in. And it's such a weird, dry heat. It was not enjoyable whatsoever.
Well, we went during cold time, so that's
We
pretty
went in
good.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And it was cold. It was actually pretty, especially middle of the night. It got pretty chilly.
I wore my jacket most of the time.
Yeah, I think we
We're
all
not-
wore. I don't think there was a day that I really walked around without a jacket.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a jacket on, I had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Like one of the two things. We even bought jackets to go. Like that's how elaborate that whole thing was. Because we originally, when we were going to go, we were going to try to take a trip to the Grand Canyon. But it literally had a snowstorm like the weekend before, and there was all kinds of issues, and just it made me kind of wuss out, and I didn't want to take the time to drive in mountains and terrain I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a big thing for me. I didn't want to drive some vehicle that I'm not even used to in the middle of, nighttime driving in mountains and terrain with snow that I haven't even driven in snow in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
well, I mean, bro, it's just rocks.
Yeah, with snow on it.
Where's the president's head? Is that there or no?
No, that's in Wyoming.
See that I'd like to see that more than the Grand Canyon.
I think the Grand Canyon would be cool.
It's just a bunch of rocks and it's like deep. I can do that in the backyard.
You cannot physically.
I can make a child die from falling off of it. I'm sure of that.
There's no way. Like if you've seen it, I think you would change the whole. I
Maybe.
mean, it really is. It really, from everything I've seen and read, it literally looks like it's going to be kind of a landscape of paints, like a painter paint how the world should be or whatever. That's what it comes across as.
Well, I don't want to be freezing my balls off while looking at
It would
rocks.
be cold, but I mean, I think a good time to go is like May,
Yeah.
but it's also the busiest time to go.
When did you guys last go?
When her and I went last
Yeah,
time we went,
like
it
what
was
month?
middle of June,
June.
and it
And
would
that
have
was
been
super
It
hot?
would have been super hot to go in then. We probably would have been passed out because
I
it's
know.
you got to remember that's literally. I mean, not that Las Vegas ain't in the desert, but like that is
Barely any cover.
right. There's no cover.
Yeah.
You're like
I'm sure they built like a outpost or something.
maybe, but not enough to really make it equivalent. So
Mm-hmm.
wasn't about that. But I mean, and Las Vegas is something that I think if we was to go, I want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do a family vacation again
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know how soon because I need to recover from the last one.
I need to get
know.
better pockets. I'm not gonna say the reason why, but I need to get better
What
pockets.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I didn't get robbed, but
Right. Might as well.
might have. We never know.
Robbed of dignity. But I'll tell you what, one of the biggest parts about Las Vegas is the thrill of it. Get off the airplane, you see all the lights. What's the when you seen Las Vegas for the first time, what was your first thought? Like, what was it?
A lot of colors. I feel it was very awkward.
Bright.
though.
It was bright colors,
It
too.
was very awkward because the Uber when they were taking us was just very quiet. Nobody was talking.
Oh, yeah.
We were just looking outside.
We were
like,
all tired.
"Oh."
We were tired as hell.
Yeah, it was like what time was it?
We got there. We left Florida like 11, and we got there at like 4 in the morning.
4 a.m, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
Which
can't-
that's nothing for you guys. You guys are up playing,
he
video
barely.
games.
me,
at
I
4
don't-
o'clock.
He
Yeah,
stays
well,
at the
that's
3
just-
a.m. He has a tummy
Yeah.
ache the next day. He's like,
Right.
I can't do this.
But I mean, that's one of the things about it is when you're on a plane and stuff, and you're just literally sitting there, that 3 or 4 hour plane ride,
Yeah.
that tears you up. And it's actually a 5.5 hour plane ride, direct flight, no stops. If you want to know from Florida, that's how long it took.
Originally, weren't we just gonna go to Mexico or something just so I could drink because I was turning 18? I think that was the original plan. Maybe.
We were going to take a cruise. We weren't just going
Cruise.
to like fly to Mexico.
Well, yeah,
We were going to take a cruise. But what's the point of drinking? Drinking sucks anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. Seth is not drinking.
yeah, he's 21 and he's only drank.
He didn't drink
And-
one thing of anything while he was in
when
Vegas.
we were in Vegas, do you drink anything?
White Claw. That's it.
Oh my
Bro.
god!
Where'd you even get a
Wow.
White Claw?
At the women's store,
No, it was at the freaking
the
what was it?
ladies pamper.
No,
The
place.
airplane
no,
place?
it was a sushi burrito place.
They
Oh
had
my
'em-
god! I
They had
remember
them free where you could get your nails done.
that White Claw was probably more
He was,
expensive than
getting
the
he was
freaking.
getting a manicure with his mommy. What the fuck,
No.
man?
That White Claw was probably more expensive than half the things in
Yeah,
Vegas.
it was definitely more
Yeah.
expensive because it's White Claws for ladies. So
Uh-huh.
of course they're going to give you a premium.
White
And he's
Claws
like,
are
I'll
good.
take that one.
I have mango.
Give me the mango. It's a
I,
white girl
there was
drink.
several things I wanted to try. There was like this hot dog place that we didn't get to go to that I wanted to go to.
What was the name of that one?
I have no idea.
A hot dog place.
I watched it from a YouTube video. I was like, oh, that looks cool. They put like alcohol in the hot dog sometimes if like you want that type of hot dog, and it was like a bar. That's
It
all I
makes
know.
no sense to
The
have that
hell?
kind of hot dog. I don't think I
Huh?
want to do that.
How are they going to put alcohol in a hot dog?
What do you mean? You just
Inject
put it
it.
on there.
Yeah, is it injected?
Inject
You
it.
get,
the
you get a
dog.
little alcohol flakes, you know.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Flakes?
I want no part
I
of
don't
that.
know. They had flakes on the hot dog. That's for sure.
No, but one of the places we did try out food wise is, we hit up one of my new favorites.
Mm-hmm.
First time going.
First time we ever
Wait,
walked into this
Did you go
place.
to it last time you were in
No,
Vegas?
it wasn't. I mean, it was there. I think it was there. I'm not 100% certain. I think it was there then, but I didn't go because I didn't really have any intentions of eating a burger.
Mm-hmm.
See,
So, In-N-Out Burger. If you have not had an In-N-Out Burger, damn it, stop what you're doing, fly to the next one, and get one.
Yep.
I just watched a video about Gordon Ramsay's death food. Like if he was on death row, what do you want? And In-N-Out Burger was on it.
That was on his list?
Yeah,
No shit.
he loves In-N-Out Burger.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He said because it's locally owned, right? Like they don't go out of California or something.
No, they have 'em in a couple places. I mean, obviously that's in Las Vegas. So they've got them in a couple of places.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's one of those that's definitely not on this side. There's none of those are in Florida.
Mm.
I don't know what the closest one to
I don't
us
think they
is.
come in, bro.
I don't know. I mean, it takes a lot of extra work to get those distributed all the way over here. Look at White
Yeah.
Castle. Look how long White Castle took to get to Florida. We
Ah,
finally
well,
got one in
they're
Orlando
trash,
after
so.
like 30 years. White Castle?
They're pretty trash compared to most
You're-
places.
Getting crazy.
I think.
Crazy.
Let's be fair. Burger King's the worst, and then we got White Castle coming second. I don't know if Sonic's better than White Castle.
Sonic is good. And White
Never had
Castle's
Sonic.
the best. Those
Have you
were,
had Sonic?
If you want to talk about a blast from the past podcast, let's talk about White Castle. Because White Castle itself is just a monumental burger place that's been here for fucking ever. No matter where you go to vacation, you can be in St. Louis, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You can be in California. You can be in the middle of Florida now, and now you can go get your White Castle. They even made a movie.
On White Castle,
Yes.
When?
they made a movie about everything.
What do
They
you
made a
mean?
movie about McDonald's, bro.
No, they made a movie about
That
White
was a
Castle.
good movie too.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Uh huh.
Who?
Harold
You
and
guys-
Kumar.
Do you
go to
guys
White
remember
Castle.
that little like dainty place that we went to? I don't even know what it was. It wasn't Popeyes. It wasn't. It was like a chicken place.
KFC?
It was not KFC. My dude, it was not KFC. I would.
You said
say-
chicken place. You need top two. Popeyes.
It was a
and
tiny
KFC.
place. It was a tiny place that people do not go to, in the middle of nowhere,
Was
on
it
the way to, probably L.A. or something.
Oh, he's talking about the freaking one where we went there.
Yeah, the
and
lady.
we
Was,
had. Yeah. Sounds
the
like it
raspy
smelled
voice?
Like 50
So,
packs of cigarettes.
okay. So that was
What was it?
that was a California chain too. I'm
That
trying to
was
think of
California.
what was it called?
I don't know offhand. I'm trying. to
Kicking
remember.
chicken or something like that?
It was not
No.
kicking chicken. Not kicking chicken. That just sounds stupid.
I will say the reason
Come on,
why
Vegas.
the reason why I like Tennessee better than Vegas or any other like vacation spot is it reminds me of Florida the most. Like the people there remind me of Florida.
Why?
I don't know why,
The
but when you
people?
go to Vegas or you go to California, you're sitting there looking at the people. You're like, I would not live here at all.
So you have an issue with people. That's your problem.
I have the
It's
issue
not-
with people in Vegas.
You don't like Vegas people.
I don't like California people.
You don't like California people.
Whole California, whoever's in there, they need to get out.
Wow.
I was cool with California, but Vegas people. Mm-mm.
No, I think freaking LA people were 10 times worse than Vegas people.
So I don't understand what you mean by the people. Like, what do you mean by that? Like
It's just the way they are. They're the way they act. It's weird. Definitely
snobby?
LA. No,
Snobby
LA.
and-
They a lot of people are just doing random crap, making random videos at all times. So
Yeah, but that's
a lot of
today's
influencers there and all that.
That's today's kind of generation, right? They just make shit like that.
I didn't like the way they built everything. Like there was like no parking. You have to pay for all the parking. Like I would not.
That's what Orlando
no,
is.
No bathrooms were open.
Yeah, no bathrooms. We had to go search for one. In
So
Taco
let's
Bell.
back up for a second. Let's
Yeah.
explain how the hell we got to Las Vegas. Or
Las Vegas,
got
California?
from Las Vegas to
L.A.
LA because there's a little story behind that, right? So we're 2 days into our Vegas residency at this point, right? We're there for 2 days, and it's not that we were bored by Las Vegas. It's just like what it can't, because let's be honest, like 2 days in Vegas, you're losing a lot of money if you like to gamble, and we pretty much was just gambling almost the entire time we were there. So at one point we had to decide, damn, if we're going to stay here for a week, we got to settle down for a little bit. So we decided to take a mini trip inside of our trip. Hence, Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles is about a 4.5 hour drive from Las Vegas, which was perfect. We go rent a car, jump in that bad boy, and we drive for 4.5 hours at night, and we arrive in Los Angeles, California, right outside of where Hollywood and Vine and all that good stuff's at.
Yeah.
On the way there, that's what we're referring to, the chicken place, which I still cannot think of the name of that place.
Never
remember.
will.
It was a good place.
Yeah.
Dude.
But so now we're in Los Angeles, right? So we wanted to do something different. So we wanted to go see the Hollywood sign. We wanted to see Hollywood Boulevard. We wanted to check out, Rodeo Drive, and we wanted to check out Universal Studios Hollywood.
That was the main reason.
That was like one of the big reasons, because we wanted to do something different, because you guys are huge fans of Mario and Super Mario World, and that's kind of the thing. For me, I'm a huge fan of theme parks. So for me, it was a win for Universal Studios. I'm like, that'd be cool. I know they got a lot of similar stuff. Not everything's the same, but I was like, you know what? I think that'd be a cool experience.
Yeah.
You see, this is the difference between Vegas and L.A. Like, when we were in the hotel at Vegas, I felt okay walking out, getting ice cream or something. Just walking around looking at people. In freaking L.A., there was like nobody at night.
It was.
Then,
it was almost like completely closed by the time we got there.
Yeah.
And then when it's daytime, you just don't want to look around and stuff because people are always doing some weird crap. I had a guy come up and ask me, because we were wearing the hats from Mario World or whatever, the Luigi and Mario hat, and I still had my Mario hat on, and some influencer tried to take it. Yeah.
You influenced him.
Do you know the influencer I'm talking about?
No.
He's like super skinny. He looks like he looks like a dinosaur.
I have not a clue. No, I don't.
Sam knows him. He looks very weird. He's like very skinny. Yeah, but they were like messing around with people, and they came up to me, and I was like, all right, bro. I need to pee.
Yeah, so tell us the trip. Okay, so going back to talking about how there's no restrooms in Hollywood, which is kind of how these guys felt. We were in the middle of Hollywood, going down Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
We're checking out where the Chinese theater's at, and the Walk of Fame and all that good stuff.
Hollywood sign.
First thing is said is, I have to go to the restroom. So we couldn't even
drove for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a problem with going to the bathroom. I got to go to the bathroom all the freaking time when I'm in the car.
I get it. But what do you think it was so hard about that? Why? Because we stopped. How many times do you think we stopped?
It at least
least
took us
20.
like 2 hours, dude.
Yeah, it took us at least 2 hours to find a fucking bathroom, bro. Every time we go in there, sorry.
And then it took
bathroom's
an extra 2 hours to get out of the area after we did find a bathroom.
Yeah, and mind you, I said it took 4.5 hours to drive there. It actually took 6.5 hours to get back to Las Vegas.
To be fair, it took so long from the thing because we were trying to find the Hollywood sign.
locked.
Yeah, well, that's true too. And we did find it.
Very blurry picture of it, but yes, we did take a
We
picture.
did find it. We didn't get to like stand underneath it or anything, which was
Not
we
even
were kinda-
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of wanted
We
to see it a little
we
bit
grazed
closer.
past it out of nowhere while we were driving the car. Oh my god!
We just happened to look up. I'm like, hey, there it is. Because there's not really a directional place for that.
Don't trust Google.
Yeah, no, Google lies like hell.
We went to the
Damn
place
you,
Google said it
Google.
was at, and it was not there.
No, it was not. It was not it for sure. But it was cool going those winding roads, like the
No,
winding.
it wasn't,
up,
bro.
No, it was awesome.
Thought we were gonna hit a
Going
biker
up-
or something.
Going up the mountains and if you ever been to the Hollywood Hills, that is an awesome experience just driving around. But it's really easy to get lost. And then we winded up, and then, I don't know, for whatever reason, it took us. We went up. It seemed like it took us about 15, 20 minutes, but on the way back, it took like an hour.
Yeah.
So it definitely has a different.
Dude, I'm not going to LA again, bro.
Ever?
I don't think.
Oh, well,
so.
I'm gonna go.
I think if I'm ever in a movie role, maybe, but that's about all. Only reason I'd go there, not for vacation.
I'll go
That's
back for Universal.
You know,
That's it.
Yeah, I would go with Universal
You know,
as long
if
as it wasn't just Universal. Like I can't
Eh.
just do a trip just for Universal
what
Studios.
the hell
I
are you gonna
can't-
do in
I
LA, bro?
will.
Well, LA's not too far from Anaheim, which is Disneyland.
Yeah.
They have a Disneyland there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And Anaheim, yeah, not in LA.
We need to go to Disneyland, Japan.
It's a little further
It'd
than.
be a real weird
Yeah, that's
experience.
overseas, bro.
What does it matter? It'd be a cool experience. We wouldn't be able to speak
Right.
anybody's language.
It'd be cool,
we'll be lost at all times.
Yeah.
That is be
I
funny,
don't think you would like it.
dude. I would learn Japanese while there.
Yeah, you say that.
Yeah, so living there for like 3 or 4 years, maybe, but not.
We'll get lost
only
for a
2
while,
weeks.
man.
Well, Seth knows a little Japanese already from all the anime he
I
watches.
know a little bit.
No, he doesn't.
So maybe he'll be our guide through Japanese culture while we're there. But no, I mean, and even and so we were only in Los Angeles for not even probably 24 hours, and we drove back and just to take a little break. We just wanted to check it out and see.
Well, what do we even do in Vegas? The only thing I remember doing mainly as like the most exciting thing for me, and the one thing I wanted to do when I was there was go to a comedy show.
We did, and the comedy show was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
So it was
you guys know the Josh
Wolf.
Wolf? Is that what his name was?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
He's dope.
It was.
His son came out. You guys said you didn't like his son.
He's different. Not that I didn't. I mean, I didn't hate him.
I mean, he
but
was
also,
newer,
He wasn't.
so.
He wasn't as impressively fun as Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid was the first guy out there.
Oh yeah,
He was
pretty
funny. As a matter of fact, I started following him on TikTok.
A lot of
Yeah.
fat jokes.
But he's awesome like that. He's
Does like the
somebody-
main thing. I was
Yeah,
like,
he loves his. Yeah, he's severely overweight, which
Mhm.
makes it even more funny. But listening to him, how he talks about how he's being bullied all his life,
I would
including
say-
gravity and all this other stuff, is hilarious.
My favorite part of it was when the smartest woman in the world and the smartest man in the world came out. That was pretty funny.
See, I don't know. His
They were
bit
making
was-
fun of that guy in the crowd.
one thing I could say, and I just being honest, right? This is what this podcast is about, being honest. But one thing I can honestly say is I thought Kool-Aid was the funniest comedian of the night.
Okay, you tripping?
No, I did.
You not
I
remember
liked
the
him.
death story?
I mean, it's okay, but I think
The death
Kool-Aid,
story? You don't remember that?
Kool-Aid was the.
So I was
he was one.
sitting there in my room with my roommate, and he brought a girl in, and she was.
Oh, and the
Yeah, I mean
death.
she was
that's
dead.
fine. I mean, it was an okay story.
And when she was there, all you heard,
Well, yeah, but I
you
mean,
know.
it was a good line, and it was
It
funny.
was-
I mean, not laugh, but I mean,
was really
honestly though, he had me rolling the whole time.
I swear to God, you only laughed 2 times during that, and that was during that story. And then Kool-Aid
Yeah, but that's
stuff.
what I'm. But the
Yeah.
Kool-Aid thing, I laughed the whole damn time because I related with him. I don't know if it's because the fat man being the fat man. I don't know, but I liked his
I will say,
material. It was good.
I don't think we all related to Josh much because he was just talking about weed a lot. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was definitely a little,
A lot of weed,
yeah.
but he's also a really good comedian. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Would he be my number 1 pick? No, but
Hmm.
he was in the top
I
5.
think you're in love with his dad. That's probably what the problem was.
I'm not. I am.
Hmm.
I'm not saying the son. The son was not that good.
He's talking about Josh.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Josh,
man, the
yeah.
old man. Oh, see, I don't even know the name's difference. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's how
Yeah.
his impression was. I know Kool-Aid. If you said Kool-Aid, I'd know exactly who you're talking about.
Bro, I didn't even know like our first guy's name was Kool-Aid, bro.
It's Kool-Aid.
I don't know. His
He was
name.
he was the guy who prepped all the stuff.
He was Big Kool-Aid, is what he was. I think he said his name was.
Mm.
Which
Oh my God, what do we even do? So we did the freaking comedy. What else?
comedy
did we
show
do?
was great, and after that, we went to.
We were gonna
That's
do.
when we went to the burger place.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, In and Out. We were gonna do the what is it called? The spear.
Yeah, but
That was like our
You know,
main thing. That's what I think. That's the main
you
reason
know
we wanted
why
to go.
I didn't do the spear because the spear was like $500
I wanted to
Mm.
love,
for like a
dude.
45 minute.
We should have done the love,
It would have been like IMAX.
dude. Everybody, we all regretted not doing the love thing. Even you
I
did.
didn't much care for it.
After
Cirque du Soleil is cool.
after
but
we
I
missed
don't
it, I
feel
swear to
like-
God, you were like, we should have went.
I mean, I wouldn't have mind to win, but again, back to the whole, that was a $650 show.
Yeah.
And for me, I like the Beatles, but not that damn much.
I was
Yeah.
primed and ready. I didn't have a lot
Well,
of money.
you should have copped up some cash.
When
and
I
paid
had
for-
some money at the
paid
time.
for me to come with you because I didn't want to pay $600 for that.
Well, okay, the only reason we had a lot of money going on the trip is because we got Christmas pay right before it.
You
Right.
did.
Yeah, I did. Seth did.
Yeah.
I don't know
You
how
guys
I
were-
got it.
You guys were banking.
I didn't even do nothing.
That's what Christmas.
I just
pay
got
is.
extras. All right, cool.
That's what Christmas pay is. But anyhow, I mean, the whole point of that whole trip was just get out there and have some fun, and I think we did do that. We definitely accomplished that. We made some great memories,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things that what happens in Vegas kind of stays in Vegas. But I think that if I was to say the top 3 things that I enjoyed doing, number 1 was eating at that burger place was for real number 1, and then obviously definitely the comedy club was fun. But just being able to walk around and seeing Las Vegas, taking you guys to the places that I had went to that I fell in love with, the New York, you guys got to see that. But,
I mean, we lost money in there too.
oh yeah, well we lost money everywhere. Well, everybody but mom.
Oh, yeah, she was
she
winning.
cleaned house, man. I think she walked away with about $1,000 at the end of that. But
Dude,
the rest of us, it was just somebody had to pay it. Somebody has to pay. Somebody's got to win. So
yeah.
I showed
let
you guys.
Seth-
I showed you guys how to play roulette. Pretty good, but
I will say I did let Seth play for me a few times, and he did not have good luck at all. And the one time, Mom freaking pressed it, it won.
She's lucky. That's
Like,
all I
think
gotta say.
about that.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Like, I felt bad watching him play. Like, the entire time I was sitting there like, dude, you're not winning that. He never won once, I don't think.
But you know what though? Sometimes you don't, and then the next time you go, you win.
I'm sitting there like, bro, if I could press it, dude, it's getting all wins. I'm not gonna lie.
it doesn't work that way. That's what we all.
Dude, I'm very lucky.
we
dude.
all think that.
I be getting 3% in my game, bro. Like 6 in a row at that. Like, you don't even know.
Yeah,
Lucky
it ain't
man
the
alive
same.
here.
It ain't the same. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, so that was kind of a wrap about Las Vegas. But if you would give it a vacation grand slam winning, did you think it was a 10? Do you think it was a 5 out of 10? What's your score?
I'd give it an 8.
8, and what's your score, Seth?
I give it 7.
I still think Tennessee's better.
Yeah, I would have to say I'd give only because I have to take both visits. And what's crazy is the first visit was so damn hot, and the second visit was so cold. So it's kind of like a mediocre thing. But I would give it I would have to give it an 8. I think 8 out of 10 score for me because it's fun. It has everything. Like Las Vegas is the only place that you can see everything.
Ice cream's really good.
Yeah, they do have great ice cream.
Ice cream's really good. In-N-Out Burger's really good. I'm trying to think of other things that I liked. We didn't really go to a lot of food places.
I mean, we did,
No, we didn't.
but it was more of a walk
In-N-Out
up
was
to
like
the
our
beach.
place. Like, that's the place we went.
We went to a really cool donut shop.
Yeah.
Was I there? No, I wasn't.
No, you're probably at the hotel just relaxing, chilling, as you would say.
I had to play my game, dude.
We had a good time. I think one thing that I wish I would have had time to do that I didn't get to do is I really wanted to see that Michael Jackson Circus Soleil show.
It wasn't even.
That would've
You
been
talking about
cool.
the off-brand version of the main one?
No, the main one. Like
I thought it wasn't
not
there- it wasn't there, right?
It wasn't playing. I wish that's the only regret I had. If I've been able to plan my entire trip around that one show, I would have done it.
My regret is not trying the mac and cheese at multiple different restaurants because I watched a video.
I know you said something about the mac and cheese at the
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
I heard it was
And
good.
you mentioned getting it while we were there at that casino, and we almost did, but I think the mac and cheese was like, what, $40?
Yeah, it was $40 and it was online, so we were like,
Yeah. $40 for a side
We
of
had,
mac
that was
and
like our
cheese.
first day there. We did a lot of
It better
stuff on the
have
first
gold
day.
in that fucking cheese.
Yeah.
Liquid gold.
I will say most of our trip was the first day, and then the second day was a little more relaxed
Kind of
and doing
relaxing.
whatever
Yeah,
we
because
wanted.
we did a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm.
Like we walked probably I say
20K?
we at least walked 7 or 8 miles that day, and it was from morning to night. Because remember, we got there late, middle of the night, slept for about 6 hours, 5 hours maybe, and then started our day. So it was.
I say
one
the
of those-
shower there was okay, and the hotel was pretty good.
I mean, we stayed at the Mirage, of course. The hotel shower.
Well,
was nice.
we stayed at the Excalibur the first night, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
It was not that great, but
that was a layover. That was
dude,
a layover.
these
hotel.
people they talk about freaking beds all the time, and I'm just not affected by them. Like you talk about the quality of the bed, and I just sleep.
I'm old. Old people like quality of the bed.
Well, Seb talks about it too.
What? My back hurts, bro.
He's getting old too. Remember,
He says he takes
now.
half the freaking bed up.
Old.
He's 21 now, so he definitely wants to. He's definitely old enough that the bed matters for him. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to wind it up. That was probably one of the awesomest vacations we ever had. Hopefully, we get a chance to do that again. But stay tuned. We've got more to come. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of A Blast from the Past podcast, brought to you by Decades Music and Entertainment.
New episodes dropping every Thursday.
Yeah!